The Falcons have been pretty good against tight ends, though. How do they defend Gronk this week?
Yeah, it's going to be a great matchup to watch. Everybody wanted to see that in the Super Bowl, except for the Falcons. But I'm really looking at the defense, and I'm saying I think it's going to have to be Keanu Neal. When I went back and looked at how they defended Julius Thomas from the Miami Dolphins last week, who only had 3 catches for 22 yards, it was Keanu Neal who went one-on-one with them. They flanked him out here. This is trips right. You get a one-on-one with Julius Thomas, and Jay Cutler tries to drop one in the breadbasket here. But Keanu Neal's hip to hip. So he's got the speed. I fully expect him to be the guy that's covering Gronk one-on-one, but you can't play man all the time, right, Coach? Sometimes you got to play zone, and it's going to be Gronk against a linebacker. I don't know if it's going to be Deion Jones or Campbell one-on-one, but this is what Gronk can do against a linebacker. And then when you got safeties that don't want to tackle Gronk, you've got a problem. So Gronk free in the middle of the field is not a good thing. Now, the Patriots do a great job of sucking in those linebackers and creating space for the big fella. Look at Tom Brady here with a little play-action fake, a little ball fake. Watch what it does to the linebackers. Their eyes, they're peeking in the backfield. It sucks them right in, and they sneak the big Sasquatch right behind them. This is a nightmare for defenses, and I think for the Falcons, look, you mentioned that they have struggled in the second half closing out games. Yeah. Gronk kind of gets better as the game goes along. Brady kind of figures them out. I think that he does a great job with Josh McDaniels finding ways to get Gronk the football.
And on the other side, the Falcons' best playmaker in the passing game, Julio Jones, off to his slowest start in 5 years. Dan Quinn says they need to get him the ball more, which seems obvious, Coach. But what can they do to make that happen?
Well, New England's 29th in the league in giving up big plays. And that's not a good place to start.
Crazy.
And they go, Dan Quinn came out this week and says, we got to get the ball more to Julio Jones. So you can imagine, given that combination, he's gone into the offensive playroom, put 3 big letters, FTS, feed the stud, get the ball to Julio Jones. But you got to give the defense credit, too. Matt Ryan knows sometimes it gets stacked up. You can see Julio Jones on the 3-by-1 side. Look at the attention he's getting. He's getting ridden right off the line of scrimmage. You can see on the backside, what does this do? If there's 2 guys on Julio Jones, that opens somebody up, and Matt Ryan knows the flow of the defense. Now you're going to see again, he moves into the bunch here. He's at the inside position on it. Now watch what happens here. Look at the way they react. That's 2-on-1. Now this is probably a blown assignment, but that's 2-on-1. I'm surprised Matt Ryan didn't go immediately to the middle of the field. That might have scored. This was on a crucial 4th down that had to continue on for the first. Now, here's what you're going to see all the time. You're going to see 4 over 3 and the free safety coming towards Julio Jones. So it's understandable how Matt Ryan wants to kind of go back and find the open man. Didn't turn out so well here. But having said that, they only went to him twice in the second half of this game. Both big plays. I learned from Matthew Stafford. He said, when I had Calvin Johnson, I learned that sometimes double coverage doesn't mean he's not open. Right. And Matt Ryan, I realize that sometimes the defenses, they're going to put themselves to stop Julio Jones, but sometimes you got to feed the stud.
Averaging just 7 targets a game. Would love to see that in the double digits for Julio Jones.
Just when Andrew Luck was making some progress, his luck has run out, or at least stalled. Luck's been having some soreness in the surgically repaired throwing shoulder, so General Manager Chris Ballard asked him to stop throwing. He had a cortisone shot to reduce inflammation, and the Colts won't guarantee he'll play this season. So should they just shut him down? Here's Damian Woody.
With Andrew Luck having a setback from shoulder surgery earlier this year, I think the Indianapolis Colts should shut him down for the year. They traded for Jacoby Brissett from New England. Seems like he's gathering himself and playing at a really good pace for the Indianapolis Colts. Plus, the Indianapolis Colts invested a lot of money and resources into Andrew Luck. It just doesn't make sense to put the player in harm's way. The organization has to save the player from himself and look forward to 2018.
That's probably what they'll have to do, because without Luck, they don't really have much hope of contending in the AFC South, if history's any indication. Since 2012, 43-27 with Luck, 8-8 when anyone else starts. Luck has a total QBR 63 in his career, 20 points better than all other Colts quarterbacks since he was drafted.